During courthouse hearings, the sheriff brings the inmates around back. It's hours of them sitting in a hot bus with only breaks to use the bathroom. But I'm always there to see him, just to wave.
That was part of a short film called Alone that focuses on mass incarceration and its impact on love within black families. Garrett Bradley is a New Orleans-based filmmaker. She's originally from New York. Alone is her latest film, and it premiered at the 2017 Sundance Film Festival and won an award there. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
I'm glad we had one moment there, but everybody needs to watch all 13 minutes of this. I watched it yesterday because I knew I'd be talking to you, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is so good.
Thank you.
What made you want to do this?
Desmond, who's the main subject in the film, is a good friend of mine. He was in my very first movie, Below Dreams, that was also shot here in New Orleans. And I stay in touch. I work mostly with non-professional actors, and that requires having real solid relationships with the people that you work with. And 4 years later, you know, I'm very much embedded in his family. And so when he was incarcerated, Alon, who's now the main subject of the film, let me know. And at first it was just me trying to help her out because she'd become a single mother overnight. But it really felt like there needed to be a conversation about it that was much larger than just sort of a personal circumstance that was happening. And I felt like this was a good opportunity to talk about love and solitude and the effects that incarceration has on women and families in a way that is emotionally based and human based. Yeah.
I think that's what I appreciated most, the perspective from a woman's point of view, because we always talk about black men being incarcerated, Louisiana being the incarceration capital of the world, and so we're always thinking of the men. You're not thinking of the women they leave behind.
Right. And the families and the kids, and I mean, you know, the bills, and there's a lot of things that are left behind.
Yeah. I appreciate that it's so short, but this is one I was like, oh my goodness, I could keep watching forever and ever because I want to know, does she decide to marry him? What happens to them? Do they have a child? Does he get out of jail? How did you pick which moments you would put in these 13 minutes?
I mean, I really wanted to focus it, I mean, it's life, right? So in life, you never, especially with documentary, you can't construct an ending. You really kind of have to just decide at what point you're going to stop filming. And I think it was really important that we had it open-ended because that is what it's really like for the majority of the people that have partners that are incarcerated. They don't know what's to come, and so they can't really situate themselves or make solid decisions about their own lives because they don't really know what the future holds. And I felt that that was going to be a more important message to leave people with than any kind of pretty bow or conclusion within their own narrative, within their own story.
That makes sense. It's kind of reflective of what's actually happening in these people's lives. So I've heard you've gotten good reception from this. What are you hearing from people? Obviously you won the jury award, right, at the Sundance Film Festival. Did you expect that recognition?
No, of course not. Who's like, I'm gonna get that award.
I got it. Sometimes, you know, people tell me I created it and I knew it was the one.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you that we felt really good about what we made, and a lot of that had to do with Alon feeling really good about what we made. But no one ever, I don't ever expect those kinds of things. And I think that you know, I'm making films really for the people, you know, and so it's great to get an award at Sundance and to have opportunities to screen your films in really elite spaces. But at the end of the day, you know, it's more important that people be able to see it and that it resonates.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, you want people to enjoy it and get something out of it.
Yeah.
It's not about the awards. All right, you do have a big event coming up where people can watch it. Talk about Sync Up Cinema.
Yeah, so Sync Up Cinema was created by NOVAC, the New Orleans Video Access Center that's based here in New Orleans. It's an amazing nonprofit organization that has its tentacles all over the city in many different ways with the youth and also just general filmmakers. So they're holding an event that's coming up, and Alon is going to be screening there, and then we'll have like a Q&A at the end. But there's also an array of really amazing documentary films, some of which have not been seen yet.
Wonderful.
and some of which have been really well received. But
Cool.
I think New Orleans in particular may not have access to them otherwise. So
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much for
definitely
being
check it
here to talk about yours. Make
Yeah.
sure you guys go see this. Garrett is taking part again at Novak's Sync Up Cinema event. She is showing the film Alone during the Resistance Will Be televised event and then participating in a Q&A. That'll be Monday, May 1st at the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Center over in Tremay. And you can visit the website on your screen right now for more information. All right, well, switching gears, mimosas are so great. Why not make a mimosa bar? Coming back, we're going to make one.